So this is going to be under the umbrella of parental clutter, but I'm going to pull the lens back a little bit and include all of us who save things that are sentimental in nature, because those are often the hardest things to get rid of. And I want to offer this. The reason that we save things, the reason that your parents have things saved, is because the things that are saved remind them of their stories and their stories of who they are, who we are. And this is what I want to offer, is we forget that there was a time in human history where there weren't all these things that we would kind of outsource our stories to, the souvenirs and the things that would then prompt our brains to remember, that tiki bar we went to or that cruise we went on. Nowadays, we have all those things. What we forget is the stories do not live in the things. And I'm telling this to you as a collector person or a person with sentimental things, but I also want you to be able to kind of share this idea with your parents if your older parents are struggling with releasing some of their clutter. So the story does not live in the thing. The thing is a reminder of the story. The story lives in your heart and in your memory. And once you realize that, here's what I want to suggest is look at the item and then listen to the story. So if you have parents who are struggling to, downsize or just, reduce the number of things in their house because they're going to die soon, or anyway, we're all going to die. Why not approach it like this? From a completely new way of looking at it. Reach out to them and say, tell me the stories that these things tell you. What does this thing remind you of? Tell me the story. Let's extract the story from the thing and then put the story in your head, in your heart, and then share that story with me and get it in my head, in my heart. So now 2 people know it. It's how things have been how stories and history has been passed down for millennia, okay? We forget that part. We think if we have the thing that the story is going to be told. No, the story is locked in somebody's head. You know this. When somebody's filled with stories. I have a great aunt. She used to work at Peck and Peck, this ladies' clothing store, and she had some stories that if I was old enough to pay attention, I could have asked her some more questions. But when she passed, all her stories went with her. Even though we had her things, the things could not tell the stories. So just think about this. Maybe reaching out to your parents, maybe the next time you go over there, and see the things that they have kept that are of sentimental nature. And allow them, ask them, so, with curiosity and love, so what's the story behind this thing? Share that story with me. Tell me a story. Remember that when you were a little kid, you'd tell your parents, tell me a story. They could probably pick up, I'm looking around my own house. There are plenty of things here that I could be like, the story is, I picked that up at the thrift store and I kind of liked it. But there are other things where I'm like, you know what? My dad had one of those, and then I bought one when I was in England, and every time I look at it, it reminds me of my dad. And because I shared that story maybe with my nieces and nephew, they may not need the thing, but they will know where it came from, and then they can decide whether they want it or not. So remember, for all of us, but especially this might be a new way to approach your parents' clutter that they may be struggling with or is coming down the pike for you, is the story. It's not the thing, it's the story. Share the story and you can more easily pass along the thing. I hope this helped. Parental clutter, other people's clutter is tough, but I'm here to help you. I am Beth. I am the Decluttering Life Coach. I have helped many people with this. I am helping myself with it. And I want to make it easy for you, and I want to make it meaningful. So instead of things getting pitched in a dumpster, that you are releasing things back into the world, but you have pulled the stories back into your heart. You have shared the stories with your family, so there's a connection there. That's why we have things, not just because it's a thing, okay? I hope that helps. Let me know if it does. If you have any questions, specific questions about parental clutter, please put them in the comments section of wherever you're seeing this video. I will personally 100% answer it, because if you have that question, I bet somebody else does too. All right? See ya.